I guess we should, tell everybody while we're here. If we were at all right, there's so many words. Bayside Bash, Langley Drift Club, and US Drift. So
That's
many
it.
words.
That's it. We're at the Langley Drift Club's U.S. Drift sponsored Bayside Bash
That
2025.
thing. That thing.
Yep,
So it was your first time going as well, correct?
it was. Yes, very first time.
Okay. So what did you think of it?
I thought it was awesome. You know, being from up this way and going to Summit all the time, I was pleasantly surprised. Friday, I think, when we got there, obviously we got there late because I had other stuff.
It
Um,
happens.
yeah, but we got there and I was like, oh, this is just going to be like a chill weekend. And the guys kept saying like, oh, we have people coming. We have people coming. And I was like, oh, sorry, cool, cool, cool. We have people coming. And so Friday we did our thing. We all had a good time getting laps in and stuff. And then Saturday it was started the same way. I was like, okay, it's like yesterday. It's just all of us drifting, and there's a few people, and gates open at 3. Okay, so and then it was like 5 o'clock hit, and everybody walked in the door, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
here's the big vibe, right?
Uh-huh.
We started with the this is all the drifters with their kind of vibes, and then it was, oh, now it's a party. Like people are having a good time. People are
Yeah,
there
so
for.
I thought it was interesting with the way that they set it up because I think they had it stacked that way on purpose. Friday and Saturday were kind of the same way. So it was kind of like, okay, drifters, go get your cars dialed in. All the spectators and the people who want to hang out and they want ice cream and they want to check out the car show, whatever, they're going to be here later in the day. And then that's when the party starts, if you will. So i
Yeah.
thought that i thought it was interesting the way they set it up, because most of the places that we go, like as soon as you get there, like the whole day is whatever the whole day is going to be, whether that's chill, whether it looks like an entertainment show, whether it's broken up. And even though they had it broken up into A and B, it didn't feel like you had A and B because they ran it fairly well.
Not at all. Not at all. When I lined up and they were like, "What are you doing over here? And why do you have a B?" And I was like, I don't tandem all that often.
Sure.
So like, I don't know this track. I don't know like really what's going on. So I feel like I probably should be in this B group. And they're like, "Oh, okay." And I just kept pulling up, and they were like, "Party line, tandem line, go." And I was like, "Oh, okay." Like, so they were sending me essentially with them, but I was like,
Yeah,
I really don't like to be in the front either because, like I said, I don't have a whole lot of practice, and that's the one thing I don't want to do is be the one to get hit for being in the
well,
front.
sure, sure.
So at least being in the rear if I spin out, yeah. Which is funny because I told the guy that, and then one of the times he was like, and he parted to the party. He pointed to the party lane, and I was like, and I get into the party lane, and it's just me, and I was like, ah, crap. So
So
yes,
explain to anyone watching that has no clue what a party lane is, what a party lane is.
so the party lane is just you are ready to go. They trust that you're not going to spin. Like you're ready to stack up against anybody who's behind you, essentially. So you could have you know nobody in the party lane but you. But what they do is they'll send the far right lane, and then they pretty much immediately send the middle lane because those are the people that are tandems, and they have figured out like, hey, I want to tandem with these people. And then there's the singles. Then they'll send a single, and so the party lane is like you're gonna get what you're gonna get, and you're gonna like it. So it's like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'm jumping right in the party lane, and this is gonna happen. So I led one of
Mm.
the trains. I immediately spun, but luckily I got out of the way. And then the rest of the time I was like, I think I'll stick to either the tandem line or the B line. I'll let
Sure.
everybody else do the party start. They'll start the party. I'll just join in. I like joining into the party.
You just jump in at the end of the party.
Jump in or the middle. Actually, the tandems line actually was really fun too. Like I got into the tandems line, and they were doing a whole lot of like ones, twos, threes, and most of the people were just
Whatever.
like let's freaking go. And so
Yeah.
that's kind of how it went. Like when people were doing that, they were just like, all right, party, tandems. I don't know how many were stacked up, but it looked like 15 at one point were stacked up in the tandem line. And I was like,
Oh,
wow,
it was
it's
crazy there
going.
for a hot minute, especially once it got like a little bit later in the evening, once the night drifting happened. There had to have been a line of like 8 or 10 at one point in time that went out as a party tandem. It was crazy.
It was so fun. So fun.
Yeah,
If
Sarah,
anybody
hang on. Sarah McGee commented, yeah, Sarah, there were a lot of cars. So I would say imagine Summit Point's like really good drivers all kind of lined up like how many would you say like they had in total driver wise? Would we have like 50 people, something like that? 50
I wish
cars maybe in
I wish
total?
I think there was more than that. I wish I would have
You think
asked
so?
them, but maybe 75. I'll have to ask, but
Yeah, I don't know. With the way
75.
everybody was kind of clustered, it was hard to kind of tell. And you
Yeah.
saw a lot of the same cars over and over again. But yeah, I mean, at one point in time, and I think I have video where there had to have been a good 8 to 10 cars just in line running just one tandem line. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. That definitely brought up the vibe. And I'll go back to the beginning of the day because you were there with me
Sure.
when we had the meeting, and it was like the day before. I know we only really talked to them for a hot second, just to kind of get me in. I don't know what he said that day, but on
Right.
Saturday he's kind of just brought it out to everybody and said, "We're here to party. We're here to have a good time and put on a show. So nut up or shut up." Essentially, and well, it wasn't even nut up or shut up. It was just nut up. Like,
Yeah.
don't care. Like, you're gonna do it. Just do it. Like, have a good time.
Yeah.
Do it.
Go
And
enjoy
I,
it.
I think that was really cool. Like, to treat it that way. Yeah, I think that it kind of gives you a little positive energy. It's like, we're
Well,
just going to do it.
sure.
Don't be hesitant.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Well, and just so anybody knows, that would be Mike Prez who said that, which is very Mike Prez of him. So
Yeah, that was definitely
there,
my press.
there are definitely drivers that are a personality, and he is one of them. So you just kind of like, yep, all right, he said it. Let's just go do it. We're gonna fuck around and find out. That's what's gonna
Yes,
happen.
that is 100%. And we all did. We all did.
Yes, very much so. Very much so. Um, so for anybody who's watching that has no clue who Bryan Brewington is, and for me, you're my drift bestie, and I will forever call you my drift bestie because you're kind of like my day one. And I say that because Sebastian and I, my son, we started going to Shenandoah first, but I think like the first time or two that I went to Shenandoah, our mutual friend Amy Green was like, "Hey, I have this friend Bryan. He does the thing that you're looking at. You should talk to Bryan." And I'm like, "Don't know who the fuck Bryan is, but all right, let's check out Bryan." And then it was like I showed up. I swear I followed you like a shadow the first day. I'm not gonna lie, because I was like, I don't know what the etiquette is here. I've never been
Yeah,
here before. I was still like new to the scene, and I'm like, I am sure this guy is over me by now. And by
not
the
at
time
all.
we hit the second one, I was like, all right, I wandered off a little bit myself.
Yeah,
So that whole like moment in space was kind of cool because it was like I made a new person. Like there's this new person in my world. And the fact that you were so accepting of the fact that I'm like, so hey, you're my person now. that's that's
I think
literally how our friendship started.
I believe so. Yeah, it was like it was 2 hours, and we're like, all right, we're each other's people now. This is what we do.
Okay.
Like, and it was just
Exactly.
like we've known each other 10 years. Like, okay, cool.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That works. That works. All
yeah.
right. So tell everybody how you got into drifting.
Well, so kind of, and one reason I can tie into how I understand where you're coming from. So I've started a couple YouTube channels in my life, but I've always been into cinematography or being a personality or something like that. So I started back in like 2014, 2015. Um, I was hanging out with a bunch of drag racers. They started a YouTube channel. Well, they wanted to start a YouTube channel, but they had started a group, um, Dot 93 Racing. So it was supposed to be street cars. You know,
Okay.
it was when the Street Outlaws got big, and we were like, yeah,
Understood.
no, that's 2,000 horsepower. That's not a street car. So anyway, so they needed somebody to film and kind of, you know, put their information out there. And one of my really good friends that I've known for years and years and years, Levi, was like, yeah, I mean, go do your thing and I'll help you if you want to edit some videos, and you know, we'll start a channel and, you know, get something going. So he helped me out with a couple of the videos. And then I was like, we should have our own channel. So we started our own channel, and we're both really busy people. You know, I work for the government, and he is a cinematographer by trade, so he's
Sure.
constantly working. But in the midst of that, I would always try to film. I got in with a company called Speed Video, so I was filming out there. And then I, funny enough, went to Hyperfest 2017, and through a friend, Bill Edwards, he was working with like the NASA group, the SCCA people. I was hanging out over there, and he was like, "Hey, I know this guy, rapper Dan Savage. You want to go for a ride along with him?" And I was like, "Is that Drifter?" And he's like, "Yeah, yeah." And he goes, "Oh," or I said, "Yeah. I mean, hell, I'm here. Let's
Why
have some
not?
fun." Like I was hanging out in the NASA paddock, and I'm like, "All right, is this what we're doing?" And he's like, "Yeah, look at the drifting." And I went over there and I was like, "Oh yeah, this is my scene. Let's do this." So I
Yeah.
got in the car with him, and he took me around Patriot Course in his little, what he has, the 240. But at the time, it was a 4-cylinder KA car. I don't even think he had nitrous yet, and I was flabbergasted. I'd always seen drifting. I'd always known about drifting. Um, I thought, oh, you know, I just film it a little bit, and this will be kind of cool to have for my YouTube video. And I got in, I was like, oh no, this is different. And then I started talking to people and hanging out, and I was like, oh, I like this. These people are talking to me. Like you do it at drag racing, and the people don't care who you are. They don't want to talk to you.
Hmm.
Like you
Yep.
get there's very big cliques in the drag racing world, and like I'm a very personable person, I think. So like I feel like I can just go up to anybody and just start talking to them and find
Sure.
some commonality. But like the drifters were like, come here, like, hey, you want help? Like we're helping people, come join. And I was like, oh, this is cool. So um thanks, Rapper Dan.
and, and he's still
Thanks, Rapper
here.
Dan. And this guy's still here today.
Yep.
um so so then I was like, well, now I want to get into drifting. But of course I didn't have any money for that, so I went and used my camera gear and was like, well, let's start getting into the drifting world. And so I started filming videos for drifters. So
Okay.
going to Summit Point, I knew nobody at Summit Point.
Hmm.
So, like you, I looked around and filmed people and did things and was like, let me find people to talk to. And I was like,
Sure.
oh, hey, I know somebody. So started started talking to him, started bugging him and everybody else that, you know, he knows, which he knows everybody. And it just kind of evolved. It evolved the same way
sometimes
like you.
sometimes I wonder if he ever gets like if the people attention ever gets exhausting because enough people know who he is that like everybody just at least wants to stop and meet him.
Yeah.
And that's part of the reason I wanted to do a live with him is because he gives so much back to the drifters, not just the drift community, but like drifters directly. And I
Directly,
don't
yeah.
think I don't think a lot of people see that side of it. They see the fact that he drives, but they don't necessarily see how he contributes back into drifters directly, not even just the community of it.
Yeah.
And I wonder if sometimes that gets a little exhausting. Like even for you, I don't think you realize the amount of people that stop to talk to you by comparison to the other drivers. The amount of times I heard you say stock over and over and over again.
The truth.
You literally say the same thing because they all ask you if you've done an LS swap.
It's LS swap, or like, is it heavily modified? And I'm like,
Hmm.
engine wise, no.
Yep.
There's I've never opened this engine at all.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
literally got it running, after we had done all of the other stuff and
Mhm.
just drove it, and I haven't stopped since. I've
Yeah,
done little tweaks, but that's it.
I actually, when I was up doing video, it was starting to get dark and everybody was kind of in one spot. And, spectators had kind of a spot they could get into that I kind of liked. So I kind of slid in for a hot minute. And I have it on video and I felt horrible because I listened to it when I went back to look at video. There was a guy's, oh, there's an LS swap Mustang. I was like, it's not LS swapped. And then I went back to filming.
I
I'm just like, I
appreciate
sound like
you.
such an asshole.
Appreciate you 100% for that. The games man, take that somewhere else. Ryan Downey, take that somewhere else.
Oh, Dan was totally trying to instigate that one while we were talking about it. I was like, don't do that.
Always, always. I am small block Ford until I die. I
I
may
just
even put an EcoBoost before I put an LS. I'm sorry to the LS fans, but I will four-cylinder EcoBoost my crap before I put an LS in my car. Sorry.
it's just so funny. It's the fact that that's the initial assumption as soon as
Always.
somebody walks up to you, and that's always the first question. What do you got in it? What do you got in it?
Well, I want to know. That's all I ever want to know. Turns
or
out,
they or they want to tell you about the one that they have, because everybody seems to. You know exactly what I'm talking about. They have something that's very similar, like they have the old Mustang of some
yep.
sort, even if it's not a Fox body. They have an old Mustang, and they have to tell you the whole history. And I'm just like, I'm surprised you ever get to drift. I mean, honestly,
Sometimes
I
it's
love
good
the
though.
I love the fact that you're so good with people because I have a feeling at some point in time, be like, I like you so much, but I'm kind of tired. Just, I know that that would happen at some point.
Do I need people to just, get the hook out and go, come on, let's go drive. Let's go drive.
Right? Exactly.
I can't help it. There's something in my DNA that just I love talking to people too, and it's like, I don't want to be rude or mean or anything like that.
Exactly.
And I don't know, I think it's my mother in me. It just comes out in my personality. I'm just like, yeah, yeah. What else is going on? What do we got?
Yeah, exactly.
But it's good fun, and I like learning about other people and
Oh,
you know
absolutely.
how we relate in this world. So it's kind of cool. I had people talking
Yeah.
to me about their 302 trucks. And I was like, hey, all right, I've had Ford pickup trucks too, so
Yeah.
I 100% understand. So
All right. So you were in drag. I think, and I've talked about. Oh, you okay?
I'm laughing at you. You said you were in drag. I was not wearing drag. Yes, I was in drag racing. You didn't even know you went there, did you?
Oh
Yes,
my goodness. Okay. All right. I'm gonna focus. Okay. You were in drag racing.
correct.
And I've talked about that on here before where I think because it's so competitive, nobody wants to talk about what they have. They don't want you to look at their vehicle. They don't want to have they don't even want to like you because you're the competition.
Nope.
Um Sarah said, I guess you're all right. LOL. Sarah, by the way, is Calloway's girlfriend. That's
Oh,
the
I
that's
know.
the Sarah. Oh, okay. I
We've
wasn't
been
sure if you could
talking.
see it or not.
Yeah, no, I saw it.
But
Hi, Sarah.
I have found with drag that I think drag is slowly dying, and I think it's partially it's the expense, right? But I think partially it's a little antiquated, and that competitive thing doesn't make people want to show up for it, which I think is where drifting has kind of come into play. Is like it's become such a community where everybody can be tight knit if they want to. Sometimes
Yeah,
it can be a little clicky depending on I think where you are, but that was one of the things I actually liked about this particular event was it didn't feel clicky even though it could have.
right.
Because a lot of the drivers that showed up, they kind of showed up as a group because they're used to driving together, but you didn't feel alienated anywhere. Like you didn't feel like you couldn't walk up and have a conversation. I mean, I was probably in 8 different conversations on Friday alone,
Yeah,
just for the simple fact that it was just kind of easy just to walk up and kind of talk to everybody. Like nothing was really off limits and everybody was really open, which I appreciated.
Yes, yeah, same here. I mean, when you and I walked around, and it was like we got to see Michaela
Hmm.
and just was it I can't think of the guy's name, but the SN95, his first name Thomas is in my head, but that's not him. But we're just walking around in the pits, and you see people, and they're like, "Hey, oh yeah, how's it going?
Yeah.
This is what we're into right now. Like, I had issues this morning, but now we're working it out. Those kind of things.
Oh
It was
yeah,
really
like
cool that,
Zach.
yeah.
Zach had a
Yeah,
rough
sorry, Zach.
weekend.
Yeah, that
Zach
was
Zeller had a rough weekend. Sumo Speed had a rough weekend, that's for sure.
sure did. Yeah, that video that doesn't look good. So I didn't see exactly what he broke, but it's definitely control arm or something. That
Oh
didn't look
yeah.
like it made it out right.
Yeah, he was talking to AJ about getting it on the trailer. Like there was a whole plan to get on the trailer because like the whole front end was just like
Missed it.
that it was just done.
Yeah,
It wasn't
yeah,
attached. Um, but shit happens. The worst part was is he'd had an issue the day before, took it back home to fix it, or took it to somebody's garage to fix it, then brought it back,
yeah.
and
Rear
then
main seal. Like
yeah, and then managed to find the wall. But that's part of drifting is
that
some
is
you can't control everything.
you can't know, and stuff
You
breaks
truly,
at the most inopportune time.
oh, absolutely, absolutely.
And that was
That's
like
somewhere.
initiation. That thing broke, and he went
Uh
directly to the
huh.
wall.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I missed the whole like end of the wall thing. I just knew it something had happened.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think sometimes that's the hard part with doing the media is you may not be your eyes may not be on all of it. You're only on a portion of it because you're tracking something. I
Yeah.
always worry about that, like just a little bit. I was at one of the walls at one point when they were doing the table. So that was the other thing. So they had a lot of fun things too. So they did
Yeah.
the table game. And for anybody who doesn't know what that is, you know what, I need to put something together with that. I haven't done that yet. Um, they did the drift games is what they call them, and this particular one is the table one. So you have like the plastic folding table is set up on its side, and then you have to drift, and whoever gets close enough to stopping their door to the table, that's the person who wins the game. And I don't even remember who won.
I can't remember either. I
I
was
feel
trying to get out of
awful.
the yeah, I was trying to get out of the car and get over there in time, but
Yeah, I don't remember who won off the top of my head. Um, but like that was kind of cool. But there was one where because I had the camera on the situation, I could tell they were going to hit the table. So I like stepped back. And the
yeah.
other media person beside me, I can't remember his name. He goes, "Did you just jump back?" I was like, "Don't judge me. That thing could go flying. I'm aware that thing can go flying. I don't want to wear that to my face. Thank you."
Right. He said it was a heavy table in the meeting in the morning. So
Hmm. You
I
just
definitely
never
took
know,
good
though.
care. Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
you never know. Something could fly off of it. I have eyeballs. You know, it's just anything. That's a lot of times that's why I wear glasses.
Yeah.
It's not even because I sometimes I need the sunglasses, but usually it's to protect my eyeballs from whatever projectiles could be coming at me in the moment.
100%. 100%.
When I was down in Florida for Formula Drift, I spectated.
He said the
Hang
cameraman
on.
never dies, Don.
What's that movie? Desperado, the bartender never gets killed, and then they
Hmm.
kill the bartender. Um, sorry. When I
Squirrel.
was exactly when I was down in Florida for that, I had somebody ask me because they had experienced the rubber flying towards their face. They're like, "Do you build an immunity to that?" I was like, "No, no. You figure out either A, how to stand, or B, you make sure you have glasses or a hoodie on. Like a lot of times, if I know it's gonna be flying directly at me, I will toss my hoodie up. I'll have glasses on, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
I'll just do my best to like run with it so that it just kind of blows past me. But I'll have it in my hair. I mean it's in every bit of my clothing, even if I try to make sure like everything's all like zipped up to the top.
Yeah. Yeah. Tire goes everywhere. I
Yeah.
definitely
Oh
know
yeah.
100% about that.
Well, I mean, even when you passenger, if you have a helmet on, even if you have your helmet on, but you have your visor up, I can't tell you how many times I've forgotten to grab my glasses, still
Mm.
have the visor up. You hit a turn and it's like, whoa, and you go,
Yeah.
fuck, and you do this, but now you can't see because you didn't try to get the rubber out of your eyes before you put the shield on.
Yep. Yep. So
See,
you're
Drew,
kind of doing this.
yes. Drew
Yeah.
understands because
Everywhere.
it's like you can't win because it's everywhere, and so it's like you wear it. And I see Dan joined us. Dan, we were talking about you earlier, so welcome to the chat. I have to go.
I
I have to
missed you.
go. He joined us a little bit ago. I have to go. I am going to go back through the footage and find this hand incident because I don't want to. I don't want to read about it anymore.
Old Savage. Go ahead.
All right. So at this point, you went from the drag racing world and then met Dan Savage,
I
who
did.
then gave you the drift bug. And what was your first car? Because it wasn't the Fox body.
It was not. So I bought the Fox body in 2019. So it had been like 2 years since I met Dan. Was like, I'm doing this. So I bought the Fox body for my brother. Thanks, Adam, because he tells me all the time that he wants one, and he hates that I sold him his, whatever it
Well, he
is.
can buy it back.
No, no, I love him. No. So anyway, so I bought the car 2019. We started ripping
See,
apart,
Drew
doing
knows.
the YouTube videos and stuff. Yeah. And then I think it was like late 2020. I was like, I can't. We're so far away from getting this car started. Or at least I felt like it was far away. So I was like, I have to buy something. So I looked online, and of course I'm a Ford guy. So what do I get? An old retired cop car that was turned into a movie stunt car, a 2005 Crown Vic. And that's what
Okay.
I started drifting on. My first event was a US drift event at VMP. I think
Where's
it was
that?
December. It's just past Richmond. It's at it's a drag strip down past
Okay.
Richmond. Yeah, but they do it in the parking lot. Again, Mr. Eggert,
Fair.
US Drift, he sets up a huge, like nice windy course, and I
Okay.
started with that big boat of the large Mustang Crown Vic, but that was a learning experience.
Okay. So now, between the Crown Vic and the Mustang,
Mm-hmm.
obviously the Mustang is a fan favorite, right? Um, what is the setup difference? What is the feel difference between driving the two?
Now it's night and day.
Okay.
Um, when I first got the Fox body done, I had no rev limiter, and I had gotten accustomed to the rev limiter on the Crown Vic because I could just do my 100% push, rip an entry, and just keep my foot on the gas and just
Okay.
let the rev limiter do its thing to keep me going.
Sure.
Whereas when I had the Mustang, I was constantly fighting, taking my foot off the gas to get, because as my brother says, I was revving it to 9,000 RPMs and I'm going to blow up the motor. So I eventually learned like how to mitigate that. And then I got the MSD box, which now I have a rev limiter. But going back to the Crown Vic, the Crown Vic was all stock, minus it had a 5-speed swap out of a '04 Mustang. So it was a TR 3650 and the pedals. And then I put one of the Mustang from Jan Duncan, the hydro kit in the car. It had a hydro, but it had lines, and it's a New York car, so it was very rusty. So it had lines and stuff put on it, but they broke and busted, and so I had to redo the lines for the hydro. But it had a hydro and dual caliper setup in the back. It had 327s when I got it with the factory Ford locker, which was okay, but it didn't have a lot of power. I mean, it's a stock police interceptor 4.6. So I put 410s in it, and that woke it up like the Mustang. The Mustang has 410s too, so very similar when it comes to that. Um, and then there's no angle. It's just the stock Crown Vic angle, which surprisingly isn't that bad. Dan can tell you it's for what it is. It's not hateful. It did what I needed it to do. It got me to a certain point where the guys at Drift Nirvana were like, all right, I think you're ready to step into something else now. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you're not progressing anymore with this. So either you're
Yeah.
going to need to put money into it or you should focus on the Mustang. And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
which made sense. And it's 2 years of just thrashing that car, and it loved it every single minute. So it was a great, great starter car, great beginner car. For people that think that Miata is always the answer, Crown Vic is. I mean, the police used him for years and years and years.
Sure.
They're a pretty good car. I mean, obviously, they're not 5 speed, but it's not hard
Right.
to make them 5 speed. But
Gotcha.
that's it. Yeah,
Okay. Um, Drew, shoot there for January event, Golden Hour Drifts. Where are we shooting? Sarah said it was great to say hi and join for a little bit. Bye, Sarah. Love you.
bye, Sarah. Come right along next
Oh,
time.
VMP. Okay.
Oh,
VMP.
VMP. That's what it was. It was probably January. Yeah,
Okay.
I think Eggert sets up some time in January to do the first event of the year. So yeah,
Okay.
it's a fun event. Like I said, it's another big parking lot, and it's just a good setup. Good setup.
Yeah. Well, and this particular event, I was surprised that it was kind of a Friday event because normally when we see the longer days, we see Saturday, Sunday versus Friday, Saturday.
We're so used to
Um, yeah, exactly. And so it's always nice to like go check someplace else out. And I think that's why I've been to so many different tracks is like when somebody mentions something to me, like, sure, why not? Because it's always a different experience. And this one was really mellow. Like everything was really chill. So it's like there's not a lot to report because like there weren't any mishaps. There wasn't any real miscommunication or anything. And even like Drew, like even for Drew said US Drift, very loose media rules. Well, so that's where I was going to go was like media for this particular, what is it? Larry Law something? I should have probably written this down somewhere. I kept calling it Langley Speedway, but I think it's like Larry Law something or other. I don't remember the name of the actual speedway.
yeah,
Um, but from a media perspective for this one, it was pretty straightforward. You had decent places you could get into. There were areas you had to be mindful of because obviously, there were certain like spots it would be really dumb for you to get into because if something went wrong with a car, I mean, they're coming straight at you if you're not
yeah,
careful.
yeah,
Um, so they had a spot where Larry Law's Langley Speedway. Okay, so it is Langley Speedway, but Larry Law's in front of it.
yeah,
And then, so like with most events, and I think from a media perspective, one of the annoyances I usually have is the fact that drifting events are third party. So I can't tell you when I first started how often I would reach out to the Speedway for
yeah,
media, but I wasn't supposed to reach out to the Speedway for it. I had to reach out to the third party that was actually hosting an event at
yeah,
the Speedway or, wherever you were going. Which this one was exactly like that. The Langley Drift Club is just collaborating with US Drift for this particular event. So Langley Drift Club does their own events, whether that's monthly. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't get to dig too much.
yeah.
Um, I saw that. Oh my gosh, I just forgot her name. Hang on, hold please. Janny, there we go. I was like, I know it starts with a J. Um, I talked to her briefly. I told her I'd follow up with them probably again in a little bit so I could learn a little bit more. Because it was only like, for me, from where I live, it's like a 2 hour and 20-minute drive. I know it was a lot longer for you. Is it 3 hours and some change or?
Yeah, three and some change. Wasn't
Yeah.
terrible.
No, and driving home at night was pretty much a breeze because, nobody wants to drive 95 during the day or at all for that matter. Um, but from the media perspective, there were plenty of spots to get into. It's actually pretty cool. They even on the main building where they have the boxes and stuff, you
Mhm.
could go all the way up to the top. You had stairs to go up, but there was also an elevator. So you could take an elevator all the way to the top, and they had a platform on the top. And I shot from up there for a
Mm.
little bit as well too.
Oh,
I haven't exactly looked at all that footage yet, but I shot it there for a hot minute. So there were definitely plenty of pockets to get into, so if you had a shorter lens versus a longer lens, there were spots that you could get into where you could still get like some decent quality something or other. So
yeah,
I would say all in all for this one, from a media perspective, it was decent. You weren't limited on where you could be. Like it was pretty decent amount of spots that you could kind of set up in,
yeah.
to kind of capture what you wanted. Now, from a driver perspective, have you done? Yeah, you've done an oval before. Because that's pretty much the how this particular track is set up is almost like an oval. Like it's just like a typical, like, I want to call it a circle track, but it's a square almost or a rectangle almost with the way it's set up. But you've done that before. I was going to ask if the track felt different, if there was anything that threw you off, anything to be mindful of.
Well, I've never done a banked oval, so
Okay, okay, that's fair.
that was a new experience for me,
How'd that feel?
and it's puckering. It's humbling for sure. It's humbling for sure. I
It
mean,
slings
it's
you, right?
yeah. It's just the uneven surface, right? So
Okay.
you feel like you're going up towards the wall, no matter what you're trying to do,
Okay.
until you steer down, and then you go, oh wait, there's another wall there.
Right.
Probably should go the other way.
Found it.
So yeah. So it was interesting. It was definitely a new experience, and it seemed like, I mean, I think by the end of it, I finally was like, all right, I feel comfortable. Like I'm not as worried about the two. Like I can just focus on where I need to be.
Right.
Definitely not like some of these guys, freaking uh, Dan and Jacob and all them running the wall like the whole way,
Oh
like
yeah.
three
Oh
quarters of the way
yeah.
around the track. Like
by
more, I
comparison to
have,
where by comparison to where grid was, they were like all the way back from like the
yeah,
start of coming in so they could get that speed so that they could,
yeah,
drift the way that they wanted to.
yeah.
Uh
That was amazing.
Drew. So Drew sort of they didn't necessarily have bunkers. They had kind of like a small wall setup, but we had like a certain spot that we couldn't cross, like a yellow line, if you will, so that because they had an S turn, so a portion of where you were standing, that S turn was where it would have been on the outer side of the drift, so that if anything broke loose, they would have slid towards you, which is why you had to be mindful about where you were standing. Um, they had a couple of K rails set up to where like you kind of like tuck in a couple of spots. But it was from the outside. Obviously, there were spots on the inside. You could be on the grass as long as you were on the inside of the ditch area. So there was definitely enough spaces to get into that, even though they had a decent amount of media that was there, you didn't necessarily feel like there were a bunch of people in your way.
Yeah, it definitely looked like that. Like there was a lot of people spread out, and like
Yeah.
it was cool. It's been cool, like because it's still tons of footage coming in. It's cool to see
Hmm.
all the perspectives that everybody got. That's what I love, is watching all the videos and checking out all the different perspectives that people have. And tying in the people, like they allowed the people to sit like away from where it was drifting on the
Yeah.
wall. I was like, that's kind of cool. Like they're in no danger over there, and that was
Right.
cool that they most places don't allow you to do that. So it's
To
like
get that close. Yeah.
get that kind of close, yeah. And then the grandstands, I mean, that was something I haven't, you know, really seen. Like the VMP one, the grandstands are going the opposite way of drifting. So unless you walk all the way up to the top of the grandstands and look down at the parking lot, you there wasn't a way
Oh,
for people to
that's
see.
fair. That's
Yeah,
fair. Well, that's like I don't remember who said it, but somebody had said Summit Point needed that kind of grandstand because
one hundred
with
percent.
the way the bleachers and stuff are set up, like you can kind of get up high to see it, but you can't really see a lot of it. And
Yeah,
this one is truly set up as an actual grandstand. Like it's like going to a lot of like the Formula Drift um series is they have these huge, like, I mean, they're like feet in the air kind of deal. Like if you fall, if you're drunk and you fall down, you're in trouble. You're getting hurt.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
definitely a height.
yeah, they were all built off those old circle tracks, or like
Hmm.
the New Jersey is an old drag strip that they were like, we're not making any money off this. Let's
Hmm.
close it in and make a track out of it.
I still
And the
haven't been to Jersey
grandstands,
yet.
I haven't either,
There's
but
there's so much
looks
up. There's still so much up north that I haven't had a chance to check out yet. And that was originally the plan this year. And I've had the Gambler on my calendar all year, and I've made it to none of them.
right, right. Got to go up there and see those
You're
ignition
doing
speed
great.
peeps. We got to go see our peeps up there.
Yeah, Drew, that's fair. Summit's not really set up for spectating. It's definitely a driver first facility. But but I think the caveat to that is it could be if they did a couple extra things. Honestly, Summit Point really needs live footage. To me, that would be the thing that would like level them up is if they could have live footage of all of their races on all of the tracks, no matter
Right.
whether that's NASA, no whether matter whether that's drifting, whatever it is. That would level them up on such a level. I don't know if they want to put the money into it, don't want to put the money into it, never had the conversation. I don't know. They are a track I would love to give some feedback to. I don't know who would want to hear it and if they even want to
Right.
hear it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Because there's definitely a lot of things that could be done differently there. Because what I would love to see more there is spectators. That's the
Yeah.
thing that's really missing.
Yeah.
Is like the hype for sure. Let's see, Slideways. What's going on? Actually, I think you were the one who asked me if I stepped back at the table game. Langley was great. First time there for drifting. First time in over 20 years being back. Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And then Drew
We're
said, yes, I agree. Live footage and better spectating is a huge missed up. Oh, absolutely. It's such a there's a lot of things that I think that are missing from Summit Point that other places are doing really well. And I can't speak on their behalf. I don't know what the reasons are for those. Like I've had some conversations, but it's a little unfortunate. And I hope my understanding is there's a lot of talking happening this year about all the things that may change next year. I just don't know what any of those changes might be yet.
right.
And I don't know if, it's something we get to see and experience or if it's going to be something the other racers get to see and experience. But I don't know. I look forward to seeing what they do with it because it's such a huge property and there's so
Yeah.
many tracks.
There's so many,
And
and they're amazing tracks at that too.
well,
So
and then to add to it, the people there are just so lovely. Like you just want to hug them. When I went for rivals, we had a gentleman named Larry that was in like the little gazebo thing for the like the flagger,
yeah.
and we told Larry he was the true MVP because how they had everything set up for rivals. There was one cone that kept getting taken out over and
Oh,
over
I
and
saw footage
over.
of that. I saw footage of
Yes.
him running out there, getting it, putting it back up.
I mean, Larry got his steps in for the day because every time we turned around, he had to go run out. Well, not
Dink.
run. He walked out to go get it and bring it back in.
Yeah.
And so we told him he was the true MVP of the day. Let's see, Slideways. Do you think live would reduce general admission? No. I think what live would do would get people to show up. Because I think once people truly understood what the experience looked like and felt like, I think they would want to like show up and check it out in person. And I think
100%.
I think for some of us too, maybe there's an event that I can't get to, but I'd love to check in on my friends. You know what I mean? So see how everybody did for the day. Drew says, they don't get enough spectators now. Live would get the word out absolutely and should actually grow the crowds for sure. For
Yeah,
sure.
I think that's a big thing that they could capitalize on because we've seen it in so many other aspects and it works. Like all
Yeah.
the drift masters, all the stuff down in Florida that they're doing. Like
Yeah.
I used to work for a live company. There are people that I mean they'll spend the $20 uh, just to watch an event because they enjoy watching the events. I mean, I get it. Like
Absolutely.
drifters are a little bit different than like drag races and that kind of stuff, but there's
Yeah.
still you can still find that medium for everybody and make everybody happy, or or get them interested enough to where, like you said, then they'd be like, oh, well, now I have to go see this. Oh, wait, they're letting people ride along with them. Oh, like, how
Yeah.
would you not want to do that? I
And
don't. I
Drew,
think that's another thing
yeah,
people
Drew
don't understand.
100%.
Good.
Yeah, no, Drew said people don't know what they have in their own backyard, and that's very, very valid. I don't know that a lot of people even know that Summit Point's there. I think if you've raced or you know somebody who does any sort of racing, sure, you know Summit Point's there.
Yeah.
Whether that's motorcycles, whether it's cars, you know,
Mm.
the police training, military training, whatever it is that they do
Yeah.
there. You know, there's a lot happening there, but nobody really knows it's there or the depth. And then I think the other caveat to that as well too, and again, because I hear things in the background when people talk, is there are some people who won't show up to drive there because it feels elitist. Like they
Yep.
feel like, they're, oh yeah, oh yeah. Um, Especially if they're new, they don't want to learn there.
Yeah.
Um, and
Mm.
even if maybe they're amateur at it and they could do, like when they do like Washington and the hot laps, they don't have to do hot laps, but they can be on the other side of Washington.
Yeah.
um they don't necessarily know that. And so again, it kind of comes out to like what information is making it to people so that they
Yeah.
understand how the events work. That's part of it. But I will say the one event that I got to like accidentally experience, if you will, at Summit was Final Bout. And I was just fortunate enough that I happened to have a free weekend, and Ryan's like, "Hey, I have to go work it. You want to come along?" Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the fact that we had that many people there as spectators for a third party event
Yeah.
tells me that there are people that are interested. It's just not marketed properly,
Yeah.
or it's
And they
not
were coming
marketed
from
bigger.
long distances, so
Absolutely.
it's almost like the DoD vibe,
Yep. Yep.
because that brings people from all around the country,
Yep.
or not all around the country, I will say, but all around the coast, especially.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
that one definitely pulls. So that one's working. It's, yeah, like you
Yeah.
said, Final Bout, and again, I think Final Bout just has its own flavor to it,
It
and
does.
probably a crazy amount of marketing to get them going. It's not an elitist thing, but it's almost like they have their own built-in community from however many years they've been doing Final Bout. So
Oh, that's exactly it. Well, that's a portion of it. So
yeah,
the bigger portion of it, and one of the things that Summit Point doesn't have a hard time with it, but drivers have a hard time with it. The whole reason a lot of the drifters that showed up was day two. So day one is a competition, but day
yeah,
two, you get to open drift and you don't have to have a cage. You don't have to have all of the requirements that Summit Point has, because Summit Point's not the one actually running it. The insurance from Summit Point's not running it. It's Final Bout is responsible. So Final Bout's going, okay, here's how we're going to do this. You get to run with these cool ass drifters that you watched the day before.
yeah,
And that's why people showed up, because the amount of drift cars that were there, I have video. There had to have been going both directions. So Shenandoah to the left and then Pistol Grip to the right. There had to have been 50 cars stacked going both directions. It was insane.
nice.
And I want to see that more than just for DOD. Feigner
Yeah,
Fright's kind of close to DOD. You still get a lot because it's kind of a fun event.
yeah,
But like the everyday throughout the rest of the year, though there's still a lot of cars that go, it's not quite the same as those two particular events. And I think it's just because the way they're designed. uh, TJ's joining us. Hi, TJ.
hey, buddy.
He said, "Get that man a white monster. Don't you give this man any more caffeine. Stop it. He's already got
That's
coffee.
what this
we've already
is.
had we've already had this discussion."
I could go to sleep right now. Doesn't
Right.
matter.
Time for a nap.
Yep, yep. Um, yeah. Props to them for doing what they're doing. I wish I had the foresight or the info to know how exactly they're doing it and who's their insurance company. That's what I want to
Right.
know. Who are they greasing? They got the mafia like greasing some wheels because cageless tandems,
Hmm.
like insurance would be going crazy. I don't understand how they do it, but like I said, props to them
Yeah.
for being able to do that.
Well, but I mean, you figure I would have to deduce with the way that they're funded because, again, they have a spectator reach. It's not just the drivers, they have a
Yeah,
spectator reach. And that's the thing that I think a lot of the different tracks and stuff, it's not that they're missing the mark on it. It's just that whatever the marketing is for the spectator side, it just isn't pulling people in as much as it could be. And I only say that because of the spaces I've seen the spectator events be huge,
yeah.
and it just, I don't know, maybe I just need to be like, so Simba, what do we need to do here? Tell me.
Possibly. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes it's not what you know, it's who you know. So maybe you
That's
can
fair.
find out.
That's fair. Um, but yeah, so we totally segued into a completely different track. Does anybody have any questions about Langley? I'm definitely glad that I went. So there's been a couple of things that I've gone to, like kind of wish I had gone to LS Fest instead of Rivals. But I was already signed up for it, and I felt like, hey, you signed up for it, you should probably show up for it.
Yeah.
But I can definitely say that this year I've done my best to try as many different tracks and as many different events as I possibly can. And I have found it interesting how they all run like one or two things like a little bit different, and then there's a couple of things that are very similar or the same. It's kind of what you're used to saying, like everybody usually has a driver meeting and a media meeting.
Yeah.
And I actually really like grid life. So a part of what I like about grid life is Colleen, the lady who runs the media for that, like she's the head of all of that.
Mhm.
She's just very direct, and I'm here for it.
Yeah.
It's
Sometimes you
like,
have to have it.
well, yeah, because I mean, you figure you have all these people milling about with a camera up to their eyeball half the time, and how many places? The last grid life we were at, somebody wiped out on their scooter. They had an ambulance out in the middle because somebody wiped out on their scooter, just like in the middle of the path to get to where you needed to go.
Of course.
And that's one of the things in the media meeting is do not have a camera to your eye if you are moving. She's like, I
Yeah.
don't care if it's a skateboard, a scooter, four wheeler, none of it. Just don't do it.
Lessons learned. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah, yeah, absolutely. And my other favorite is that no matter what meeting you're in, it's the main topic of the meeting is don't die. Like that's like the main message in all of the meetings.
I hear that every time I walk out of the house to go to a drift event. Em is always
Yes.
like, "What's our number one rule? Don't die."
Exactly.
Okay.
Done. Got it.
Yeah.
You actually
Yeah.
have that on the car too.
What? Don't die. Do
Oh
what?
no, not don't die. It's did you die? But did you die?
Oh, but
It's
did you
on
die?
your
Yes.
little.
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
I did get the little. Yeah. Yeah. It's on my power steering pump. Yeah.
yeah.
But did you die? Yeah. Sopping up the power steering fluid. Yeah. Um, I do want
Oh,
to put a little tip in though about the
okay.
Langley thing because you had mentioned that it was kind of like chill with how they were running things.
Hmm.
What I think that you don't necessarily see unless you're staring at them, paying actual attention,
Hmm.
it feels so relaxed because everybody knows what they're doing,
Yeah,
knows where they need to be, and they all work almost seamlessly together. That's what I
for
saw.
sure.
That's what
Sure.
I
Well, and I,
saw.
I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that they actually have a segment of people that are specific to running the drift side of the track. That was
Yep.
one of the things that I was talking to Ryan about. And I know I'm going to say his last name wrong, so I'm just not going to say it. The Ryan, the blonde Ryan that actually runs. I'm going to say his last name wrong, so I'm just not going to do
Ryan is the man. He has a great,
it.
he's a great personality, great Z with that supercharger. He was showing us that. That was pretty cool. And yeah, they run a great event down there.
Yeah, and actually, the guy that was running, I just lost. I'm doing great tonight. The guy that was The guy that was running your entry in and off
Yeah,
the
off the
track.
grid.
th- yeah, but they give him a name. Like there's a
Right.
specific role that they call it. I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head. Anyway,
Oh,
his name is Kyle. And Kyle is interesting because, and I'm gonna tell on myself because I said this at the track too. I have a hard time with white men with beards because they all look the same to me a lot of times. Yeah.
okay.
So
Do go
he
on.
goes, he goes, I know you, and I'm like, okay, the usual. And I
Yeah.
always assume that they know me from media or whatever. And
Mhm.
he goes, you stood on the back of my four-wheeler, and I was like, oh, you're that guy. What's your name again? So the story, when we were at Hyperfest, um,
Oh,
yeah, when we were at Hyperfest, I'm short. I am vertically challenged, and their fences are really fucking tall.
they are 100%.
So when Dan and Nate were going out on the main track that they were running the other races on, Dan's brother came to get me. He's like, Don, we got to go. It's 2:30. I'm like, what happens at 2:30? Where are we going? So I'm like, I had to pee, but I'm like, I have to pee though. Like the world felt like it was falling apart. And
Yeah.
I'm like trying to grab my gear and, stopping by the porta potty, and then I'm following everybody. And so we're on our way, if you will. And I'm like, fuck, I cannot get over this fence and like actually do anything properly. And I saw this guy with a four-wheeler like right there. I'm like, so hey, let me ask you, how do you feel about moving over there and letting me stand on the back? And if that tells you anything, he's like, yeah, sure, why not? And I'm like, on the back of this guy's four-wheeler, just tracking
Going,
cars.
going back
And
to the community.
so I had told him that night, and then of course I lost him. I was like, "Well, I owe you a drink or something for letting me stand on the back of your four wheeler." So his name is Kyle for anybody that needs to know, and he's a lovely gentleman. Apparently, he lives down there and
Huh.
does the track work
Okay.
with Langley. And it was like, of all the places to run into the person that I ran into hundreds of miles away,
Yeah,
and
like 6 months ago.
exactly.
Yeah.
But if anybody's never met me, that's what it's like to hang out with me. Random shit is going to happen because I get an idea and I'm like, who's in? Who's going to let me? And then we run with it and we see what happens.
Why do you think I came to you when we were talking about? I was like, oh, yeah, I want to shoot something for a stage.
Yeah.
And you got all this wonderful footage, and I messed it up on my end.
That's okay. I mean, we still have footage we can work with. You just got to
We
tell
do.
me what you want to do with it. I mean,
We do.
I always have some semblance of a vision when we go into something, and
Yeah.
then we just have to decide if that's actually it or not.
Yeah. 100%. We pivot very well.
Uh, oh, absolutely. We're doing what now? All right. Although those are the moments when I forget a memory card or I think I hit record and I didn't hit record. I've had so many moments like that. And I feel like it always happens when I'm hanging out with Dan. So Dan always gives me shit for something. He's like, did you hit the button this time? I'm like, look, okay. Yes, I hit the button.
Right.
Slideways says, I know I arrived late, don't have much time. I appreciate both and see either of you again soon. Bye, love. It was actually good to see you. I think we see him again for DOD, maybe Faint or Fright, but I think he said DOD. I
I
think
think
we'll
he
see him
said
there.
that too. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's what it's like to somewhat like to hang out with both of us. Everybody's asking him about the car, and then I'm standing on random shit like roofs and balconies and four wheelers. It's not really any different than when I did portrait photography and you'd find me on the ground like this or, something
Yeah.
random.
Yeah. You got to find different perspectives. I totally get it. Like I
Well,
said,
that's kind of like cameraing the cars. I get so tired of seeing the same
same shot.
viewpoint over and over and over again.
That's
But
one thing
again,
I've noticed about you, and it's very quick. You're like, this is cool. It's not cool anymore. I'm like, all right, pivot. Now what's cool? You're very good at
that's
that.
fair. That's
Yeah.
fair.
Like the day that
Like
you were
now I'm
like,
over it.
hey, it's great shooting with you and all, but when you're not tandeming, it doesn't really look that good anymore. And I was like, wow, I appreciate your candor. And we just moved on from there. It was like, all right, well, now I guess I have to nut up. Now I'm gonna have to tandem. It just is a thing.
Fucking Don.
I want footage. I gotta do the thing.
Well,
Have I
because
pivoted though?
it's tough. You have
Yeah,
you have done more tandems since we had that
yeah,
conversation. I just didn't realize that was the catalyst for
yeah.
it.
I told Dan because I put the what is it called, the swivel mount
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the front of his car,
Hmm.
and I was like, we need an assistant because I put a swivel mount on your car, and then I go out drifting, and when you're leading, you don't see
Hmm.
anything. You just
Yeah.
see your car going, and you don't actually see like the
Hmm.
drifting that's happening behind you or anything. So I was like, damn it, we needed somebody to move it to the different car. It was great when
Right.
Mike led or Jacob, one of them led or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
on Dan's car, I was like, damn it, like we need another person to go. Oh, bink, bink.
That's why I switched to the 360 cameras.
Yeah,
It's the
it
simple
is.
fact. And actually, I do want to try the 360 camera in the swivel and see what that actually looks like. I don't know that it's necessary, but I wonder if it would add like a cool movement, to the footage on top of the fact that I can move it however I want to.
Yeah,
But there's things I like and I dislike between the 360 footage and the GoPro footage. I actually really like the GoPro footage. It's
yeah,
just so stagnant, and then you have to use so many cameras to get all of the angles that you want,
yeah.
and they don't hold up to the heat very well. Unless I did learn that if you take the battery out and you can run actual power, then you end up with uh,
He was just
yeah.
saying that,
So
yeah.
Drew, the swivel mounts are set up to have cameras on both sides. And I offered at the beginning of the day, I
Mhm.
offered two of the GoPro 11s. I said, "Do you want
Yeah,
to
you did.
swap out?" Because I was like, you could have had both worlds. You could have both. Um,
Again, it's where I'm swirling. I'm like, I think I told you in the beginning of the day, I said, the more I drive, the less I want to focus on media anymore. Like my
yeah,
brain is like not there like it used to be. Like I
yeah,
don't, I think I'm losing my eye or something because I don't even like care about too much of the angles. I'm just like, this is where I want it. Like I think it's going to get what we need, and then I leave it. I don't go,
yeah.
I need a new perspective. Like now I'm just like, I don't even want to touch the button. That's why I got the glasses, the Ray
Uh-huh.
Bans. I was like, these meta glasses are amazing. I could even yell at it and it'll start recording because I always forget. Or I
Yeah.
hit the button and then there's like 20 minutes where we're sitting there or something, and then you know, I got
Hit
20
the
minutes of
button.
nothing.
So, two things. Drew, yes, maybe he will listen to me next time. We'll
Yes,
find out. We'll find
I
out.
will. I will.
But it's funny you say that. So I will put the glasses on a driver if they'll fit in their helmet, right? That's why I have them. Yes, I use them for myself, but I mainly use them for the drivers for that perspective.
Yeah.
But what's funny is I met Anthony Pops. I don't remember if it's Pop or Pops. Hi, Donnie. Donnie is ready for DoryCon. Everybody is ready for DoryCon. Like, DoryCon needs to happen tomorrow for everybody because everybody is so ready.
Isn't that the one at Shenandoah?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like everybody is just like ready for it to happen. Like everybody's like just like bouncing and ready.
Jonesing. Yeah.
Yeah. And but so I met him at Shenandoah. He was a Pro 2 drifter years ago and still has the setup car. The car's been sitting for years and he was, getting the cobwebs and the dust off of it. And I was like, "All right, so here's the glasses." And I was like, "You got to hold the button." I have a bunch of photos of his wife's butt. She was a he was trying to hit the record button while she was like trying to fix probably the harness in the seat. So you can tell she's doing something, but he's trying to turn them on. So I've got
Yes.
like four pictures of her butt, and I'm like, "Oh, this is great. Okay, should I send them to them?" You know what I
Just start sending it back to them and go, oh, here's your footage.
mean? Here's what you captured, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. Why not?
And TJ said, "Because driving is more fun than shooting." Well, of
It
course it
is.
is,
It is.
but it's also I think it also has more to do with the fact of what you're there for. You're there for the driving. Like the media stuff is fine, but like even when I go with Ryan, I'll start talking to Ryan about, all right, here's what we're going to do. Here's what I think we're going to do. Here's probably where I need to be, where you need to be, where I'm going to put the cameras. And he's like, uh huh, uh huh,
Yeah,
uh huh.
he's not
I'm
thinking
just,
about you at all. He's like, where do I need to go on track? Yeah. How much gas do I have?
right. Just like, I need you to engage a little bit, sir, because if y'all want something different, I need to know what that is.
Right.
But
He's
for the most part, I don't think anybody really cares as long as there's something to work with, I think a lot of times. And, for me, like I get excited about it because I want to put out something that people actually want to look at. And let's see, hang on a second. If you aren't coming, I'm sorry for your loss. I set on the prize, talking about Doricon. Um, but I think because I go there specifically for the media, like my brain's constantly working on what the next thing is that we can do that might be a little bit different.
yeah.
But a very good example of what I said to you about the whole tandem thing is the video that I posted that's from my fucking cell phone, um, sitting in the passenger seat. I mean, you're up to like 5,000 views on that thing. And when I posted, I said, hey, I don't know what this is going to do. It's late on a Friday night. Doesn't
Yeah.
always go well because time of day. And it's up to like 300 likes and 5,000 views. And I'm like, it's my fucking cell phone, boys and girls. Like,
Don't care. Yeah. It's,
but they care about what they watched, not
yeah.
necessarily the quality of what they
Correct.
watched.
Oh
You know what
yeah.
I mean? And
I
and
think I
that's
got
that's
a
it.
rip video from oh god, I already forgot his name. I think it's Michael, the drone guy. The
Bye,
folk.
TJ.
Bye, Teach. We're gonna
Talk to you
slide that
next
Miata
week.
soon. Slide the Miata. Slide the Miata. All right. But yeah, I think I put like a ripped video from the folk guy. I didn't even get like I couldn't even wait to get the full version. He just sent it to me in my DMs, and I went, "Can I post this?" And he said, "Yeah." And I was like, "Fur." I immediately posted it. I was like, "Yes, drone footage outside the car. Yes, let's do it." And
Uh
yeah,
huh.
it did fairly well.
Yeah.
Did fairly well for something like that.
Yeah. Well, and it kind of it goes back to what I said before. Doing the passenger video does not make any sense for me to do it unless it's a tandem. That's why when I got in the car with you that night, I'm like, fuck this. I'm leaving the cameras here. I'm just going to ride. And I was so excited. And then here I am with my fucking cell phone in my hand because I can't help myself.
Do you remember the sound that you made when we did like two good laps, or maybe it was three laps? I think one was a bad lap, and then I did two decent laps, and I was about to go and get off to go let the car cool down, and you saw a line, and you just went, "Ah," and I was like, "Okay." I said, "I guess we're gonna keep going." I looked down and checked the temperature of the car, and I went, "Oh, we're fine." And I just went back up in line, and you were like, "Yes," and you were just
I
it
think that was
changed.
the video too.
Yeah, yeah. You were just like before then. You were just like, "Oh," and I could hear it through
I was so
everything.
sad.
You were so sad. I was like, "Wow!" I just like pissed on her leg and called it a rainbow. Like she was not happy that I was going to get off the track, and so I just okay, here we go.
Well, because we've so very rarely gotten to get anything to where we're close enough to a car that
Right.
I can get something for you that's like we have the Mustang sound, which everybody loves. They know it's your car when they hear it. It's very specific.
Yeah.
And not everybody's car is very specific. Like even when we're at Summit Point, a lot of times, like I can tell if Bello's coming.
Yeah.
I can tell if he just won the rivals thing. What is his name?
No, that wasn't him. It
Oh,
was
he's young.
Kenny
Black
didn't win,
car.
right? I can't remember either.
I'm completely spacing on his name and I talked to him.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
but like when you hear, like Dan's car, even, like when you
Yeah.
hear it, you know typically whose car it is because it's very specific sound to certain
Yeah.
cars,
Yeah.
not every car.
Right. Right.
Dylan's car is the same way. His Nissan's the same way. Like when I hear it, Colby. Yes, thank you, Donnie. Colby.
Colby, yes. Yes. Yes.
It's Colby. So when
Donnie
you
just.
hear his car,
Mhm.
yeah, when you hear his car, especially on Shenandoah, because sometimes you can hear the car before you can see the car because it
Yeah.
reverberates. So you get the reverb and you're like, like you're listening, you're like, oh, this will be a good one. Like, and you're getting set up
Hmm.
because you can hear it and it's going to be that car.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
your car is like that. So we not only had the Mustang sounds, oh, hi, Angel, love you. Um, you not only have the Mustang sound, then on top of that, you now have a car in front of you that they can see that you're actually following. And it makes such a huge difference from an
Yeah.
entertainment. And that's the thing, like some of the media people that I talk to, they want like the pure and true kind of form of things, which I understand completely. Like we all love that, like the art part of it.
Yeah.
But we live in such a social media world that my brain is constantly like, all right, I have 30 seconds and I have 3 seconds. And we even saw it when I had the analytics for that video when we were looking at it at breakfast. Oh God, breakfast. Uh,
That was,
so bad. We'll talk
don't
about
go to the,
breakfast.
okay.
We'll talk about it in a second.
Yeah.
So even when we had the analytics of the video, it said that the first 3 seconds, and it referred to it as my hook because they talk about the
Yeah.
hook being the first 3 seconds, was the reason they were pushing it out to other people. And the first 3 seconds was you driving, and then it was chaos enough, and then the other car. And they were hanging in, I think it was like a 30 or 40-second video. They were hanging in for like 20 seconds, which is rare,
It
but
is.
it happened because of the fact that there was enough happening in the information
Yeah.
visually that
Yeah.
they were willing to show up and stay and see what happened. And that's the hard part with the media very often.
Yeah. I had to learn that with the YouTube thing. Is like whenever you're making YouTube videos, and everybody did this for so long, the
Mm,
first 3 seconds was the best part of your YouTube video. And that's why
yep.
then it went to um, the front cards. The cards were what got people into it. They made your head look big and they put the big
Mm-hmm.
letters in there and all that stuff.
Yep.
And then it kind of moved to that too. And yeah, it is just the way that society is today. Like,
Yeah. Donnie, I know which one you're talking about. You're talking about the one where Sam caught your tire sparking. I am so jealous of the drone guys because they get such cool shit. And Sam is one of those people that he's so comfortable with the drone. Him and Mike. So I don't know if you know Mike Pilkerton or not, the one who sent you the video. When on Friday I asked who the drone person was because I'm like, I feel like I know who the drone person is. I haven't seen anybody I know, but like I feel like I know.
yeah,
And Mike had seen the video that I had posted of you, and it goes, "Hey, I didn't know you were there. I'll be back tomorrow." I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I knew that had to be somebody I knew," because they're so good at being so close to the car without hitting the car. Like
yeah.
their reaction time is just crazy to me, and like I'm jealous. Like I want to
Oh,
do that too.
100%. 100%.
I am
I
so
have
jealous.
I have my little DJI Mavic, and yeah, it feels like it does 15 miles an hour at best. And they are just flying these things directly at the
Crazy.
car, underneath the car. Like
So crazy.
they get so close, it's crazy. Yeah, they're really good. Like they could do those,
The
drone championship
acrobatic
races
aerial.
and
Yeah, it's
yeah.
so crazy to me. He said, Donnie says, I keep trying to get Kobe to fly through my window. So Kobe will tell you he's afraid of heights. And he's actually afraid of going down to the ground because he doesn't want to annihilate the drone. Um, and Sam will tell you he's afraid of heights, which is why he stays low. So I'm just like, how are you guys here?
Right,
I don't understand.
right. That's crazy. Didn't maybe that wasn't any of them, but I know I've seen a footage where somebody was driving a drone at a drifter and it literally went in the car. I think that might have been one of LZ's videos or something. But I thought,
Anything's possible. I know Sam has actually, and I think I talked about this while we were at Langley. Somebody had a really heavy duty magnet in the trunk and they didn't realize it.
oh yeah,
And the drone got attached to the magnet on the trunk.
we were talking about that. That's pretty interesting. That's a heavy magnet. If you can catch a drone from midair, like that's crazy.
Yeah. Let's see. You can tell between the two by the exact statement. Kobe has the tiny whoop now. He could swing through and try your. I mean, hey, keep on him,
Mustangs. What's
Mustang
with
guys.
this Mustang guys and their magnets? Like, I may
I
have
know.
yeah, I don't know either. I may have a tiny magnet on my oil pan, but I don't know what you mean by
Oh,
magnets.
you also lost your oil cap, and I don't know if I told you or not. I met the media person that your oil cap hit.
Oh, it hit somebody.
It's
Oh no. Awesome.
I don't remember his name.
Is
I
that
just
why it was not around the track at all? Because I
no,
literally got on the scooter.
he said it was on the track. I don't remember where he
Oh.
said it was, but we were when I went down for the marriage proposal.
Mm.
One of the gentlemen that I was talking to that was down there, while we were going through all of that, um, he was talking about something, and he goes, "Yeah, he lost his oil cap earlier." I was like, "I know." He went out and got one. He goes, "No, no, it hit me. It's on the track over there."
Whoever that was, I'm really sorry. I don't know what happened. I literally checked it before I left, so I think it was. And if he saw it afterwards, for some reason it was like half melted for some reason. I have no idea why. It was
That's
not
so
like that when I
crazy.
first got the car set up. I think my brother playing a trick on me. But anyway, it must have backed out because there was nothing broken, there was nothing around it, there was
Sure.
no signs. It was just like it yeeted off. What's really funny and great, because I didn't oil down the track, is there was no oil that spilled out at all.
Right, right.
So that motor must still be pretty good if it's not pushing oil everywhere.
Donnie said that was the kind of car the drone got stuck to was a Mustang.
Oh, okay. All right.
I didn't remember what car it was. I just remembered it happened because I remember seeing the video of it.
Gotcha.
Um, but like I talk to the drone guys all the time. I love them. Like they make my heart happy. Most of the
Yeah.
media people in this space are amazing, so I really can't complain. But I'll talk to the drone guys from time to time, especially like Mike. Like I want to see Mike post more, and I'm like, can you just give me a link to your fucking footage, and I will edit this shit at this point, sir. You know, thank you. Bye, Drew. Love you.
Should be another.
Appreciate you.
Bye, Drew. Always love your shots, man.
Damn
We'll see
straight.
you at Feiner Fright and DOD.
Club loose stuff moves at E Town. Stuffed moves. What happened? I don't know what that means. Club looses stuffed. I'm not sure what we're reading.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure
Drew,
that
try
out too. I'm not
again
sure.
or inbox me later. Um,
Don, Sam, Kobe were true. Are at the events. My heart's happy. Oh, that's awesome.
aw,
Yeah,
I love
me
Donnie.
too. They always get great footage and great people. I love all the media people that we deal with, and it's cool that they come around with us too to some of this stuff,
Mm-hmm.
because it's good to see people. I do love meeting new people. So like there were some
Absolutely.
really amazing people. I've been glued to my phone for the last several days watching videos. You
Sure.
know, because I took off work to watch all these videos. But yeah, no, no, I do love all these new people that we're meeting, as we're driving around at different tracks, because they all
Yeah,
have great
absolutely.
great eyes, great eyes. There's not there's not any person that I have seen their footage and been like, meh.
Yeah.
It's always
Well, and
good footage.
I actually really love media. Hang on. I don't think people realize the media people have the same amount in their equipment. Yeah,
Yeah.
as we do in our cars. Absolutely. Donnie and
God.
I were talking the other day because he's done some improvements to the BMW. Like that's why he's so stoked about DoryCon is because like he really needs to run the BMW because he's like done all these cool things and he wants to like show up all the cool things. I'm telling on you,
Yeah.
Donnie. Um, but that's fair. I mean, you and I were talking. You were like 360 cameras. You didn't have those before, did you? I'm like, no. Because I'm like, they're fucking like everything is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And I have insurance on everything for the fact that they're expensive. I have extra insurance where like the companies like the 360s all have separate insurance on top of the fact that I have insurance. Because it's expensive to replace
Yeah.
the stuff if something
Yeah.
happens to it. The GoPros are a prime example. My GoPros are kind of like my ones, like if they die, they die. They're expensive enough, but they're
Yeah.
cheap enough in the grand scheme of things. Like if I had to replace it, it's not the end of the world. I could figure it out.
Yeah.
But I cracked the back screen on one that wasn't cracked, and then I
Yeah,
added
he
an
was
extra crack to the one that was cracked.
before we left, Levi was like, I can't make it. Do you want me to lend you some of the cameras? And I was like, no, you are out of your mind. Because have you ever seen Levi's cameras?
No, I have not seen Levi's cameras,
So
but I can only imagine.
he has two reds. And
Okay.
one is I can't remember. One's a dragon and the other one is like a white edition. Like it, I can't even remember it. Kubota or not Kubota. I can't think of what it's called, but they're very inexpensive. And then he's got really nice glass too. And I'm like, yeah, no, I am not going to take, uh,
Uh-huh.
$30,000 in equipment
Yeah.
to where I'm going to be drifting all day. Like,
Mm-hmm.
no,
We're
no.
gonna revisit that in a second. Drew, I
Komodo, thank
thought you
you.
Drew, I thought you left us. And he said, yo, Mike just dropped a reel from Final Bout. Final Bout was how many months ago?
Yeah, I was
Yes,
like,
Drew, that's the problem. I'm like, Mike, I just give me access at this point. I'll dig. You can pull clips. I will do something with them. That's actually one of the things that Kobe says is he's like, well, when I give them to you, he said, you actually edit them. He's like, that's the nice thing. He's like, you
yeah,
do the cut up thing and it's the good part. I'm like, well, yeah, I want people to stare at them. Like I want people to watch them long enough, and we all have short attention spans. And Donnie said the willingness to let us crazy people use them is beyond explainable. We're truly blessed. You know, I don't know about, other media people, but I go into it knowing that there's risk, whether there's risk to my body, my health, my wellness, where I'm standing, if I'm in a car, because on some level I'm safer in the car than I am on the outside of the car doing the
100%.
media.
Yeah.
And, there's still things that could potentially happen, which I'm aware of, but I know that going into it. It's the same thing with all my camera gear. You're
Mhm.
talking about the red. Nikon's coming out with a small red cinema camera. And I've been on the fence. I keep looking at it because what I'd love to do is I really want to upgrade my 6.2 to an 8 or a 9. The 9 handles the heat dissipation better, but it's heavier, and I don't really want a heavier camera. And I can't afford the fucking thing. Like, it's just ridiculous. Like,
Yeah.
every time I look at it, I go, like, I throw up in my mouth a little.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Full frame cameras are no joke.
well, and actually, Angel, the one who commented about the Komodo, he actually works for, is it Dominion or Ace now? Because the one Dominion shut down, if I remember correct, and I always get it wrong. But he works with cameras. He sells them. He does all of the things. So that's why he knows what he's talking about. So whenever like something like I'm like, so Angel, I love you. I have questions. And he's
Yeah.
like, what do you want now?
What are we what are we looking at?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But Nikon hasn't released it yet. There's a couple out in the world. Oh, district camera. I know, I'm
Oh,
fired,
district camera. Yeah.
Angel. He's out in the Burke location. So if anybody needs anything, add Angel on Instagram and annoy him and say Dawn sent you. But I keep looking at it. So it's about the same price as when I bought the Z6 II. It's in the $2,000 range, and I'm like, I could finance that. It'd be fine. Like my
Yeah.
brain is just over here, like, because that would be better for the video, and then I could still keep the two for my when I do photo, because I don't do photo much anymore. I actually shot photos at Langley, which is very, very rare for me. I really don't do it that often anymore because nobody cares. I,
We
I'm
brought
just
you
I'm just gonna be nobody cares.
we brought you to the dark side.
Donnie said good luck on
Oh,
your charity event.
thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. If you want to come out and ride with me at Summer Duck in Summer Duck, Virginia, it's going to be August 25th. So I'm actually going to miss the first day of Fainter Fright.
So
I
sad.
I know I didn't realize that it was going to be the first day of Fainter Fright, but
It's
I'm going
important
to.
though.
Yeah. It's for a friend who's got cancer, and we want to make sure he's taken care of. It's a lot of
Absolutely.
bills. So
Donnie said if you can share dates, that would be great.
sure. I have it up on my Facebook page, Johnny, but I'll see if I can sling something over to Instagram.
That works.
Oh,
Yeah, because
and he knows because
Geo.
he knows who's coming with me. Ah, I see. I see. Okay, yes, it
I
is going to
love
be a.
Geo.
I. That's why I invited him. I was like, "Hey, Gio, what are you doing?" And he's like, "I was
Yeah.
thinking about going to Dominion. I wanted to try that out,
So
but I'll go
Dominion
with you."
Dominion's on my list. Travis was telling me about the Rave at the Raceway is
Mhm.
what the current event that's happening at Dominion rather frequently now.
Okay.
Um, and I was like, yeah, I was like, but I've already obligated myself to Summit Point. Like, if you got me earlier in the year, I thought about
Yeah.
splitting my time as well too, because there's
Yeah.
like 3 or 4 different events that are happening at this point, that are like all somewhat local this year.
Yeah.
Um, and Geo is one of my favorite people. I don't know what it is about Geo, but you would just instantly want to hug that man.
It's yeah.
And
It's the same
hit,
thing with Ryan. It's the same thing with Ryan. Every time I see both of them, I just immediately go
uh-huh.
up to them. Like I don't
Yep.
care if you are in a hugging mood, you're gonna get one.
Yes, exactly. Well, that actually, there's been a couple of times with Ryan, I'm like, dude, I know I don't smell pretty. He's like, I don't care. He's like, just hug me. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Those are my two teddy bears. Like I love
Yeah.
those guys so much.
Well, and Gio's wife is great too. Well, and so is Ryan's. And that's another thing that I have appreciated is that some of the guys, their wives and their significant others come with them,
Hmm.
whether that's to ride along, some of them drive, or like in Donnie's case, I'm like, "Are you sure you have a wife? We haven't seen her yet." And I'm like, is she joining us? Do we ever get to give her a hug?
Well, remember how like there's been like 3 or 4 events where people keep thinking you're my wife. They're like, "Oh, is that
Yes.
your wife?" And I'm like, "No, it's not my wife. She's my passenger queen now. She was my
Yeah.
passenger
I got
princess.
upgraded. I got
She's now my
upgraded.
passenger queen." Yeah,
That
that's
I
always
think
funny
it
to
was
hear.
I think it was our second event that we were at, and there was this
Yeah,
young little guy that goes, "Oh, was your wife about to get in? Did I take her spot?" And you're like, "No."
people just see like it's that like we just vibe so well that people are just like, "Oh, okay, I get it."
Yeah. It's just so funny. And then, of course, we're like pulling teeth trying to get M to come join us, and she's like, you know,
Yeah, I think
she did
hers is
join
a
us for the last one.
yeah, hers is a sensation thing. I
Yeah,
totally get it. Like I
yeah,
strapped her into the car the last time. She was like, "I just can't today," and I was like, "I get it. I totally get
yeah,
it. Like I'm making sure you're in there, and my seats are not. They're very small. Like
yeah,
I should have gotten a different seat for the passenger seat. I
yeah. No,
kind
I
of
get that. I actually fit in it better now. I've dropped a few pounds, and I was like,
yeah.
I can actually get in this thing now. Before I was kind of like tilted sideways, like one butt cheeks like kind of up in the air.
Like I'm in there. You definitely aren't going anywhere.
No, definitely not going
No,
anywhere.
no.
If anything, I'm going to shoot up sideways. Donnie said it's because Gio's 5'4" and the big smile. That's fair. And he says, my wife loves supporting from home with my dog.
That's M for you. She's got both the dogs and she snuggles up and
Yeah.
she just gives me the report how they're
Oh,
doing.
it's so funny. See, Janny, it was awesome meeting you both at Bayside. Hope to see you guys at Langley. And Janny, we will definitely be back at some point in time. You aren't that far, so I'm happy to come hang out again. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, the vibe. Again, I'll say it forever and ever and ever. The vibe there was amazing. So yeah, definitely, 100% need to go back down.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Ryan, if
there
you're
were
watching or if you see this at some point, hit me up. Come back down.
Hey boo.
Yeah,
There were definitely some spots that I didn't get into for media that are like kind of on my list, like for the next time I'm there. Just like jot down in like my little mental notebook to go check out later.
that cool spot behind the fence where it's just open enough to where it
Right.
looks like there's a tear in the fence. You can get it right up against the wall. Yeah, I saw one of Jacob today, and I was like, "That's not from Langley," but it's still an awesome shot. Somebody can
Yeah.
find that shot.
Yeah, it's definitely it was definitely worth going. I'm glad we went because I like checking out the different tracks and seeing, how different events are run because there's always like a little nuance that's just like that little bit of difference. And I think most of the US drift events so far have had some sort of a drift game. I feel like the reason we had the table game was because of US drift. I don't know if Langley does that. Jenny, if you haven't left us yet, I'm not sure if that's something that Langley Drift Club does, but I know it seems to be something I've seen rather in common with US Drift. It's always something a little different each time.
It might be an Eggert thing.
Yeah, it's fair.
Bry, you too, buddy. You and the group.
Oh, we have Travis. Hi, Travis. Hi, Cody.
Where, where's old Travi? Am I missing this? Oh, you're seeing
Mo
them come in. I just see if they say stuff. I got you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, Mr. Mopar himself. Cody says it's Brew.
Oh my God, that is Cody Florence.
Yes. He's my
All right.
neighbor. He
Oh, that's
he
right. You did say that. Hi,
he's my
Cody.
he's my building bestie.
Building best. Oh, because he's your neighbor.
Yeah,
All
because
right.
he lives in my condo building.
I was like, he builds things. I never noticed that. Got it. It's
No,
building
I
bestie.
would build something before Cody would build
Yes,
something.
that's why. Yeah, it made sense, or it didn't make sense. I was like, wait, what? Hey, Cody, and he knows me by my true nickname.
Right.
Everybody calls me Brew. That knows me for a long time, anyway.
Yeah. Travis, we were talking about you earlier. We were talking about Dominion and the rave at the raceway. Cody says you're damn right. I'm not sure what we're damn right about. There's probably a little bit of a leeway in there somewhere.
Cody, you would. Yeah, Travi, I want to see that new shark bite front end. Or not Cody. God,
Ooh,
come on, brain.
Travis.
Travis. Yes. It's been a long day. There he is.
Travis,
There
are,
he
are
is.
we back up and running, Travis? Because like every time I talk to him, he's working on something else. Travis, are we somewhere yet? Like, are we ready? Are we track ready? Inquiring minds want to know.
If a track is open that he wants to go to, you're damn right. It's gonna be ready.
He'll
That
figure it
seems
the
to be
fuck out.
Travis. He will figure it. No sleep. I don't know if he runs off caffeine like I do or whatever, but yeah, I'm gonna hit Capital Saturday. Look, see, he's
Oh,
gonna go to
okay.
Capital Saturday.
Okay.
I wish I could go to Capital Saturday. I was gonna go to just say hi and support the group, but I cannot make it on Saturday.
Yeah, I
So another time.
potentially could. I potentially could, but probably not. I have to remind myself sometimes that I do need to take a break
You should.
because it's really really easy to like go to the next event and go to the next event and go to the next event and then I go,
Yeah.
is this burnout? This is burnout, right?
Well, that's why when you're 8 hours away at wherever upstate and you go, oh, I'm done. I'm just gonna go home. And it's like, okay, and now yeah, you burnt yourself out.
Yep.
It
Yep.
happens. It happens quick. You don't realize
I,
it.
it does. Like when it catches up to you, it catches up to you. That's what happened to me at we're at Lime Rock. I could have stayed like a whole other day and I looked at all of
Yeah.
them and I love you all so much, but I think I'm done.
You just do the
Truly
old
think I'm
Irish
done.
goodbye.
Yeah, I'm like, I said goodbye to everybody and I was like, Dawn's going home.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was what, like a 10-hour trip home or something like that. It was nasty hot. I was having, and I think I have figured out what was going on with my camera, and I have to thank Chuck. I actually sent him a message because it all made sense. He asked me one question, and it all made sense. I was having trouble with my camera shutting off randomly while I was taking video, and it was really starting to get on my nerves
This was hot.
because I could. Well, that's what I thought it was too, but it wasn't.
Oh.
Um, he goes, well, he's like, what card are you saving to? And I was like, you know what? That's a really good question because I use a micro SD card in my SD card slot because I have a micro on my laptop. It just makes it easier to do the transfer.
Wow.
And I have the CF Express card. Well, I don't even use the CF Express card. I have the portable thing, but I get annoyed with having so many things attached to the laptop. I don't use it.
Yeah.
I accidentally ejected my mini out of the laptop that was supposed to go back into the camera across the van, couldn't find it, put another one in. and it's not the right speed for what I need for it to capture
Oh.
the video. On
Hmm.
top of the fact, at the same time, I changed my my capture rate, my frame rate. So I upped the frame rate to like 21 whatever, 2160 or 60 120 frames per second, whatever it was, the max thing I could fucking do.
Yep.
And so I upped it and didn't have the right memory card in it. And I think that's why it's been interrupting my video feed. And I was like, it makes so much sense. Why did that not hit my brain at any point in time until he asked me the question? And then I went, it all makes sense now.
Yep. You were worried about the moment, trying to get it going and get where you needed to
Uh-huh.
be. Yep.
And it just did not register that that could have been the issue and the reason that it would stop just randomly recording. Because I would be in the middle of like capturing and be like recording interrupted
You
and it
could
would
do.
just shut down.
Yep.
Fucker. And I thought it was because it was getting too hot. And
Yeah.
at Grid Life, it could have been because I was literally just in direct sunlight out in the middle of a fucking field. Um, Cody said that was the night you passed me coming home and I called you out for drift driving. So
Coming a little, coming a little too hot in that parking lot
I,
thing.
I, it wasn't the parking lot. So
Oh.
I was coming down 29 on my way home.
Hmm.
And I saw him and I honked at him and tried to get his attention. He wasn't paying any attention. Love you. Um, until I went to go drive past him and I just drove past him. And then we were in a spot where it was a couple of curves and I hit the inside, the curves just so I could take them a little faster. And, I get this text message that's like, really? and,
Yep.
and then there was more beyond that, but
Of
that
course.
was
Of course. You're like, hush, it's been 10, 11 hours. Like, I'm
I
tired.
can't. It's been a long day and I want to be home, damn it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hi, Ty. Ty was at the event with us at Langley.
Oh, okay.
I
Media?
don't I don't actually I don't know if it's actually Ty or not. I know that Michaela told me his name and I'm so sorry that I don't know your actual name. But I do know your online name, so I know who you are.
I think that's how I am with everybody. My brain does not compute anymore. Like when people tell me names, unless it's semi-related to mine, I half the time forget it. And I'm like, but I can remember people's, screen names, or at least some of it, most of the time.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's tough too. Like, even with Ty, like he's got a vert. It's easy to know he's got a vert. It's the same color scheme as
Oh,
Michaela's.
it's the Beamer. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like I know the car. Now, could I pick him out of a lineup a second time? Maybe. Do I remember his name? No, but I remember his online name, and that's kind of all of it. It's like we don't always like Donnie. I know Donnie because I hang out with Donnie. Well, his online name also says Oil Slick Donnie. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it depends on
that
what I
helps.
get, and God forbid somebody changes the color of their fucking car because I don't know it's them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's just like we wrapped it. All right. Are we going to
Yep.
stick with this for a hot minute? Thank
Yeah.
you.
Are we gonna go
So
down that rabbit hole?
exactly. Who was it? Spanish guy. Uh oh, I can see him. He's got a Nissan. It was purple and now it's like this pink red color. The hell's his name, Donnie? I know you know who I'm talking about. If you're still here, tell me. I want to call him Edmund and I know that's not it. Edfin. There we go, Edfin. Um he's
Oh,
usually at a lot of like
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's in
So
his name.
yeah, so he went from having the purple wrap to this
Mm-hmm.
pinky red color, and I'm like, his car is distinct enough that I'm like, I think that's him. You know what I
Right.
mean? Just because of the way that the Nissan is set up, with everything. See, look, fucking Donnie. Me and Zach are changing ours before DoryCon. Like,
Of course
come
you
on.
are.
Wait, which Zach are we talking?
Probably not the Zach you're thinking of.
Well, there's Muse and Dawson.
Oh,
In that
oh,
group, there's Muse and Dawson.
oh,
Which
in that
Zach?
row. I'll see you're
Yeah,
right
in
in the
that group.
middle.
Well, but that's it. Like there's a lot of Ryans. There's a lot of Bryans. And there's a lot of different spellings for the Ryans and Bryans. It's just
Dawson.
trying to Dawson. Okay. So Zach Dawson, his is purple glitter, and apparently now I'm never going to be able to find it again because it's not going to be purple glitter anymore. Just
Are we going to give away what the color is going to be, Donnie, or is this you will find out at Doricon?
making me work for it.
Right.
So like that's a whole other like layer of things. He
Ooh,
said there's
Danny
only
said
one
there's only one.
Sonny.
All
You
right.
own it, Boo. You own it, Bill. Oh my God. But yeah, so I mean that's a whole other thing is like the cars change constantly, whether it's the color, whether it's a body kit, whatever it is. And so you shoot something, you think you know what you're shooting, and then you realize it's somebody you've already shot before. It's just a different color of the same car.
Right.
Aqua blue metallic, maybe.
I love how you
Call
had to
me
put the
maybe.
maybe in there. Okay.
All right. Well, I guess I will pretend to be surprised at Doricon at this point.
Right.
Uh, all right. Well, we are headed towards the 2 hour mark. So
Right.
if nobody has any questions, I think we're going to go ahead and call it for tonight. Bryan definitely has to get up earlier in the morning than I do. What are you
Yeah.
doing?
5 o'clock is always early for me.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can't tell you the last time I actually had to be up that early in the morning. I'm okay with
I'll do it.
it.
I'll do all day if we're going to the track, but for work, I'm like, get me out of here.
Why do I do this to myself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But DC traffic is not fun, so
Yeah,
I'd
that's
much rather
fair.
get out early.
Yeah, I don't blame
Mhm.
you. I have a couple of friends that do that. Like they go in super early so they can be out by like 1 o'clock.
I used to live where you do and commute to DC.
My grandfather for years commuted from Delaplane to DC every day
Not
up
fun. No.
66.
No,
Yeah,
thank you.
every
Yeah.
day. Uh, you're not at Doricon, are you?
No, I'm not going to be at Doricon. I do need to come out to Shenandoah too. That's another track that I need to get out to.
Yeah.
Um,
Talk about banks. That's a bank you will learn on because the whole track is a bank.
yeah, yeah. How's that pavement? It looks, it
Pavement's
looks,
pavement's
looks.
fine. There's I mean I'm sure it's like any track where there might be a few spots, but I don't think I've ever actually I will say that I think the only thing I've ever heard about is for some people, depending on what tire they're running, they will it would the asphalt itself will eat up the tires fairly quickly, but it's not necessarily something like at Capitol where you're going to hit a spot and it's going to send you, or at least to
Yeah,
my knowledge anyway.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Geez,
Donnie
Peter,
just said.
that's what I
Yeah,
thought. I was like, I feel like it's a little gritty. Like, it's head age. I get it.
yeah.
Concrete jungle, don't mess up. Yep. Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of concrete barriers, so
Oh yeah,
there's
yeah. The bike for
uh
spare tires.
it's
It's grippy.
grippy and goes. Yep, infield is smooth. Yeah, that's fair.
See,
So
Travis is
you
good everywhere.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I bump into Travis all the time, like randomly. Like when I was at MIR, like the first or second time that I went, I was like, "Hey, there's Travis." I'm like, "Wait, Travis, where's your car?" And then we went into the whole spiel of what was wrong with the car at the time. That's why I asked if he was like back up and running it.
He
Um,
uh, he invited me to Drift Week, and I beat myself up. I wish I would have gone with him to Drift Week so much. He talks it up that it is so much fun. I mean, it looks so much fun. Like
yeah,
I'm sad. I don't know why I said no, other than I want to drive my own car. But yeah, just to
yeah,
go, just to get the experience. I will not turn
yeah.
you down more than once more, only because I'm trying to get myself in. But that's an expense.
Yeah, Travis said it's fun as fuck, and Donnie says best track for fun, in
That's
his
fair. I
opinion.
I did hear that too. Like a lot of it's easy, it's relaxed. Like
Yeah.
I get
Well,
that.
the atmosphere itself, because it's a very grassroots track anyway, with the people who go, and Jason does a good job at setting the track up.
Hmm.
So it's not the same layout every time you run through it. There's a very specific layout for Doricon. A lot of times he'll start with like a particular run, excuse me, a particular setup at the
Yeah,
beginning of the day, and then changes. Excuse you, you're
I
being
heard that.
rude. You're being rude. Yeah. Um, so, and then he'll change it up maybe midday around like lunchtime or 2 o'clock and do something else. And sometimes that's set up based on how many new people do we have, how many beginners do we have, do we need to set up a spot, like a skid pad spot for donuts. So he's really mindful of that. And then Donnie said endless tandems. Being able to tandem there is kind of a breeze, to an extent.
Is that a
Um,
cageless tandems place too?
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. So it's definitely most of the people who tandem there, they're either not all of them are learning to tandem, but it's a good place to learn because it's so open.
Yeah,
You're not coming around a bend and like running up on somebody who wiped out in front of you necessarily, like some of the tracks
right.
at Summit sometimes. Um, you can pretty much see the entire space. So like if somebody breaks down or, loops
Yeah,
it and spins out.
field of view is
Uh,
much easier to see
yeah,
everything. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Donnie said there's so much real estate that you can really get in a nice line. Travis said there's no insurance required there.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Mr. Downey to invite me to one of his days or help pay for you know,
A
random
private
day,
day.
a private day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Private days are a lot of fun. Sometimes you can get in on some of the smaller events,
Yeah.
depending on what the smaller event is. Like when he did a practice weekend, like the weekend before, because I randomly went because I forgot that he was doing it, and my
For
son was there. I was
Fluidine?
like, you know what? Huh?
The Fluidine? For Fluidine? Or was this
What?
for something else? The company, Fluidine, he was helping shooting.
Oh no, you're talking about Ryan for fluid dampener.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Or,
so that was Ryan's day, but here recently, Jason had kind of like a small day, like a practice day for like everybody getting ready for DoryCon,
oh,
but it
oh,
ended up being more like a private day because it was a smaller, more mellow day. Because some people are holding out the fact that they need tires for DoryCon, so they're not actually running the practice; they're just going to run at DoryCon. Um, what is everybody saying here? My birthday bash was great at Shenny, that Donnie. We rented it for Shaw's bachelor party one time a few years back. Wes rents it for his birthday.
yeah.
That was the winter, that was the snow event that I went to, was at Shenandoah for Wes's birthday. And
Oh,
it was just like
nice.
a bunch of like little Miatas running around in the snow.
Right.
There were other cars there, but like that was like the basis of what was there.
Yeah,
Um,
nice.
so if you can get enough people together, you can have a private day for the most part because everybody just pitches into the pot and then you just pay
Yeah,
for the day.
yeah, I
So,
definitely have to try that. That's definitely
yeah.
on the list.
All right, my
All right.
lovelies. We're going to call it Hugs, Love, and Other Stuff. Yes, CringeCon was actually a lot of fun. CringeCon was nothing but Miatas. It was a whole day of just Miatas. And I hope he does it again this year. I was like, are we doing this again? And he goes, I don't know yet. Okay.
Tell tell TJ if that does happen again, because we're trying to get TJ from OG Racing to get out there with his Miata. He does a lot of rally stuff now, but his car, he said, could easily be set up for drift. So I'm like,
Oh,
let's
yeah,
do it.
absolutely.
Let's
Yeah, I
do it.
saw that, the little red one.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Just got to lower it, get it aligned, and let's go. Think it,
I thought we were going to make it through this live without the cat, and I was wrong,
eh,
apparently.
I mean,
Because everybody needs a cat tail in their video. Hmm.
yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, we can talk for like 20
Yeah,
hours.
that's fair. That's fair.
I don't,
All
don't
right,
want to
guys.
bore people.
I'm finally ending it. Bye, guys.
Bye, Donnie. Bye, Travis. Bye, Dawn.
Bye.